Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Why Kathy Hilton would never join Housewives full-time. Kathy Hilton is perfectly happy in her role as friend of the Housewives on RHOBH. On the July 23 episode of the Call Her Daddy podcast, Hilton explained why she'd never join the show as a full-time cast member. "I would no way be able to devote the time," she said. Hilton, mom of Paris and Nikki, and big sister of Kim and Kyle Richards, enjoys being on the show, but only in a part-time capacity. "I love the job I have," she shared. "I really have a good time with all the girls. It's like a little girls' club." The Real Housewives is known for its high levels of drama, and Hilton prefers to stay out of that part. "You know, when I'm there, I try to have the parties and the fun," she said. But if she does get roped into the drama, let me tell you something, if little hunky-dory gets pushed, she quipped. "But I don't want to get pushed," Hilton continued, "and I try my hardest just to keep the peace." Although only main cast members get to open the show with their taglines, Hilton came up with a really good one for herself. "I may be the hostess with the mostest, but I don't serve drama. Only diamonds and caviar," she said to the delight of host Alex Cooper. Hilton joked that she'd say the line but look less than graceful doing so. "I would be spinning and falling in high heels." Hilton also spoke about doing the show, even though her daughters didn't want her to. According to Hilton, she wanted to participate as a way to be closer to her youngest sister Kyle Richards, an OG of RHOBH. And for the most part, it worked. "We were like little girls again and having fun and laughing. I pulled some pranks on her," Hilton said. Hilton explained that when Kyle joined RHOBH, she could see how much work it entailed. "She works very hard. It's a lot of work as a housewife." The responsibility was more than Hilton had the bandwidth for. "I have my husband, I have my children, my grandchildren, I have other businesses." She also has a very fun hobby. "I'm a toy collector," Hilton revealed. "Dolls, teddy bears, soldiers. I mean, everything you could think of." And her latest obsession? The plush toy monster and handbag accessory Labubu. "I was going to bring you a Labubu," Hilton told Cooper during their conversation, adding that she planned to dress it up and give it some jewelry, but doing so would have made her late for the interview. It's no wonder fans want Hilton on RHOBH all the time. For years, fans of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills have watched Kathy Hilton drift in and out of the series like a rare comet, brilliant, captivating, and entirely on her own schedule. Her short stints on the show, often as a friend of the Housewives, have given fans moments that range from hilarious to iconic. But a burning question always remains. Why doesn't Kathy Hilton just join full-time? The answer is layered, glamorous, and quintessentially Kathy. It's not about being elusive for the sake of drama. It's about who Kathy Hilton is, a woman who lives by her own rules and knows exactly what she's doing. 1. She doesn't need the show. The show needs her. Kathy Hilton isn't looking for fame. She was born into it, married into it, and nurtured it for decades. Her family name carries more weight than any Bravo tagline ever could. Kathy doesn't need RHOBH to introduce her to audiences or help her build a brand. She's already the matriarch of one of America's most famous families and the mother of Paris Hilton, a pop culture icon in her own right. When Kathy shows up on RHOBH, it's the show that gets the boost, not Kathy. For most housewives, joining full-time means exposure, building businesses, or creating a public persona. Kathy already has that. She doesn't have to hustle. She doesn't have to be on for a camera 6 months out of the year because she already lives a life that people watch from afar with fascination. 2. Kathy Hilton plays by Kathy Hilton rules. One of the most famous moments from Kathy's time on the show was her late-night hotel snack run in pajamas and slippers. It was unscripted, unapologetic Kathy. That's the magic of her part-time presence. She gets to dip in, be her authentic self, and dip out when it suits her. Full-time housewives contracts are demanding. They require filming schedules, mandatory trips, endless confessionals, and emotional involvement in every feud, whether genuine or manufactured. Kathy Hilton, she's not signing up to spend weeks of her life arguing over who said what at a dinner party in La Quinta. She comes in when she wants to, gives the fans their meme-worthy moment, and exits before the drama consumes her. There's a distinct kind of magic that Kathy Hilton brings to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the kind of magic that exists on the periphery, sparkling just enough to dazzle, but always at a safe distance from the chaos. Kathy is the comet in Bravo's sky. She flies in, drops a witty one-liner about hunky house staff or confusing text chains, and floats away just as swiftly, leaving fans craving more. And therein lies the truth. Kathy Hilton will never, ever join RHOBH full-time. The Hilton Mystique. First, there's the Hilton Mystique, an aura carefully cultivated over decades. Kathy is Hollywood royalty by association. Married to hotel heir Rick Hilton, mother to Paris and Nikki Hilton, and sister to Kyle Richards, already a diamond-wielding veteran of RHOBH. Kathy's life is not one that revolves around dramatic dinner parties or who said what behind my back feuds. Her world is private jets, sprawling estates, and designing custom china patterns that cost more than most people's cars. Joining RHOBH full-time would mean pulling back the curtain too far. It's one thing to see Kathy in a quirky moment, like calling a butler from bed to fetch her Red Bull, or showing up to a cast trip with an empty shopping bag just to look like she was participating. It's another thing entirely to have cameras capture her every family squabble, financial decision, or late-night text thread. Kathy knows that full-time housewives often find their private lives exposed like an open wound, and she's far too experienced to let that happen. The price of holding a diamond, being a friend of the housewives, is relatively safe territory. You appear when you want, film for a handful of episodes, and keep your life mostly your own. Holding a diamond, though, comes with a cost. Full-time housewives sign contracts that give Bravo unprecedented access to their lives. That means cameras in the home for months, production teams combing through personal relationships, and storylines often dictated by drama rather than reality. Kathy doesn't need the money or the exposure. She's already fabulously wealthy and well-known. Unlike other housewives who use the platform to launch businesses or revive flagging fame, Kathy's name carries global recognition. The Hilton name is etched in neon on hotel buildings around the world. She doesn't need to sell a tequila line or a crystal-infused water bottle. Why would she subject herself to full-time reality TV drama when she's already living in the type of luxury RHOBH cast members aspire to? The family factor. Then there's the family dynamic, particularly with her sister Kyle Richards. RHOBH thrives on family drama. Teresa Giudice and her brother Joe Gorga in New Jersey, or Kim Richards struggles years ago in Beverly Hills. Bringing Kathy on full-time would undoubtedly magnify tensions between her and Kyle, which have already played out on screen. Viewers remember Tequila Gate from Aspen, where Kathy allegedly had a meltdown over a conga line, followed by accusations and apologies that left the sisters' relationship strained yet again. Those fractures make compelling television, but they also come at a personal cost. Kathy has made it clear that she values her family bond over any reality TV paycheck, and full-time status could very well destroy what's left of her relationship with Kyle. Why risk permanent estrangement when she can simply dip in as a guest, deliver meme-worthy moments, and leave before things get ugly? Kathy plays by Kathy's rules. Kathy Hilton is not someone you can produce. She shows up when she feels like it, often late, sometimes wearing slippers to a gala, and sometimes not showing up at all. A full-time housewife needs to commit to production schedules, endless confessionals, and mandatory group trips. Kathy, famously, once skipped a cast trip because she didn't feel like packing. That's not a diva move, it's a power move. She is in control of her narrative, and full-time housewives don't get that level of freedom. When Kathy does appear, she's chaos wrapped in couture, cooking grilled cheese with a flat iron, mistaking Garcelle Bava's name for hunky-dory, or casually revealing a world where staff members are treated like beloved family. Fans adore these moments because they feel authentic and unscripted. Put her on full-time, however, and producers will want to dig deeper, pushing her into manufactured drama. Kathy's charm lies in her resistance to that. She's eccentric on her own terms, not Bravo's. Avoiding the curse, there's also what many call the housewife curse. Over the years, many full-time housewives have endured public divorces, lawsuits, even jail time. Looking at you, Erika Jayne's ongoing legal saga. The heightened scrutiny and pressure often wreak havoc on careers and personal lives. Kathy doesn't need that heat. Her brand is unshakable as it is, and she knows better than to risk it for a reality TV contract.